Trade world in the NFL going a little crazy. Let's talk about it. The biggest one of these from yesterday is wide receiver Devon Vele, who would have started on the outside for Denver. Now will do that for New Orleans, who is trying to build a nice offensive core of players for whatever young quarterback, whether it be Tyler Shuff, Spencer Rattler, or a first-round draft pick next year, perhaps. Fourth-round pick and a seventh-rounder for him is a relatively big haul, so good deal here for Denver. Saints giving up maybe a little more than I would like to see from him, but I think they do get a little sure-handed player who always seem to pop off tape early in the season for Denver. I think there's more to Vele's game, perhaps. He's a good blocker, should help out the Saints at least for this season, at the very least. And like we talked about earlier, draft picks at this time of the year are deflated in value, so this is more than you would normally give up for this player. Similarly, we see the Jets give up multiple sixth-round picks in pick swaps, to be fair, for defensive tackles, Juwan Briggs and Harrison Phillips, who should help them quite a bit. Very good run defender, as they needed more depth there next to Quinn Williams on their D-line. Don't love this from Minnesota. They were kind of soft up the middle on both sides of the ball last year. They did add a starting guard in Donovan Jackson, but kind of getting rid of a nose tackle here, relying on an older Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen to defend the run, who are both more pass rush first defensive tackles. It'll be interesting to see how this defense looks after this decision, because I do think it creates a little bit of weakness there in the middle of their defense, not having a clear nose tackle in Minnesota. And finally, Sky Moore gets sent from the Kansas City Chiefs to the San Francisco 49ers in exchange for a sixth-round pick, but he goes with a seventh-round pick in a late-round pick swap. Niners have looked for receiver depth for a while. They've looked for kind of a deep threat for a while, and where Danny Gray back was a third-round pick at SMU. Didn't really work out for him. This is kind of a similar player. Was a higher draft pick out of Western Michigan. Never really worked out in Kansas City, which is a little worrying considering you got, Andy Reid's offense and Patrick Mahomes there. But perhaps the change in venue going to San Francisco will help him. A guy who has had a ton of acceleration on tape at Western Michigan, was a punt returner, probably add something as a gadget guy, which they've lost in the past couple of years with Ray McLeod, used to be in San Francisco. So maybe they think this depth here helps them add an element to the offense they didn't already have. And I would fully expect more trades to happen. And against what I said earlier about Brian Robinson Jr., I think maybe now he does go for a draft pick. It seems like this deflated draft pick thing I talked about before is real, and guys will get more at this time of year than you would expect. So if a player is trying to be traded, teams are trying to get him before he gets cut, you will get, at the very least, a late-round pick swap for him, and I'd expect that.